Say hi to Mr. Dorian James. Say hi to Mr. Clerk. Say hi to Mrs. Ashley Williams. Say hi to Miss Nicole. Say hi to Mrs. Teresa. Some employers are known to sexually harass poor people before giving them employment. Even after that, they will continue to make life unbearable for you. This is the same in the case of Mr. Dorian James, a senior staff of a restaurant. But his ill attitude was brought to a sudden halt. How did it happen? Let me explain. Before I continue, let me remind you that subscribing to this channel is free. Just tap on the subscribe button below and click on the bell icon, then select all. You will get 10 years of good luck if you do this. Mr. Dorian was a senior staff in a renowned restaurant. His boss, Mrs. Teresa, told him that due to his immense effort and dedication to the job, he was going to be promoted to manage the biggest branch of the company. Mr. Dorian was extremely excited and thanked Mrs. Teresa countless times. He was asked to go undercover at the branch as a commoner or a mere customer to find out how the staffs over there treat customers and execute their work. He was to report his findings. He left Mrs. Teresa's office feeling high-spirited.
Now.
Yeah, sure. That'll be all. We can go.
Thank you. Thank you.
He went to the restaurant with one of his junior colleagues. He explained to him that they were there in disguise. He was going to be the new manager and as such, wanted to know if the staff there can work with him and satisfy him at the same time. He added that he was going to sack anyone who messes up. Mrs. Clark, his junior colleague, listened and simply repeated some of the things he said. They called for the waitress and ordered for bottled water. Mr. Dorian then asked the waitress of her name. She replied that her name was Ashley.
Oh, thank you.
He asked for the restaurant's menu and she pointed that it was on the table. With the excuse that he is visually impaired, he asked Ashley to come and help him read what's on the menu. In the process, Dorian rubbed his hand on the back of Ashley. She felt uncomfortable. She shouted at him to stop. Dorian rather got angry and asked to see the manager. Fearing that she might lose her job, she begged Dorian that they should just forget about what happened.
Please.
Ashley turned to Clark to plead on her behalf, but Dorian won't listen to any of them. Ashley exits to go and call her manager. Clark confronted Dorian that why was he trying to make matters worse when he knew perfectly that he actually touched her. Dorian replied that he was there to check for two things. Thus, if the employees can work well and satisfy his sexual desires. If they fail in this prospect, he was going to fire them and bring in those who can do just that. Mr. Clark shook his head in disbelief. Soon the manager, Mrs. Nicole, was in. After listening to both sides of the story, she was forced to take a decision to sack Ashley for accusing a customer of something he has not done. Ashley pleaded that they should check from the CCTV footage to see if she was lying before any hasty decision is made. The manager goes to check the footage. On returning, she addressed Dorian that, according to the footage, he actually harassed Ashley. Mr. Dorian now discloses himself as the new manager and that he was going to fire the two of them for talking back at him. Mrs. Nicole gets emotional and sad and pleads. At this point, Ashley also discloses herself that she was William Ashley, the daughter of the CEO. She continued that she was brought to the restaurant to actually test Mr. Dorian. She was the one doing the undercover job, and Mr. Clark here is aware of this. Dorian was surprised and speechless. Just then, Mrs. Teresa walked in and explained to Dorian that she has heard numerous complaints about how he harasses all the staff who works under him and wanted to confirm it. He was immediately fired for his bad attitude. He apologized, but his words meant nothing to them. They all left him as he regretted his action.